Belshaw, the Salem Police Department. I'm here with Chief Moore. We're talking about our recruiting efforts and our hiring efforts. Right now, we've been hiring at a pretty fast pace. We have 2 recruits in the FTO program currently. We have 5 that will join the FTO program on Monday and 12 in the academy. And July 31st, we're hiring another 6 officers. Have you ever seen us hire at this pace?
Unprecedented for me and my career, and it's been a long career. So
Yeah.
I'm sure when in the days even before me, there were large Salem police classes, but I don't think we've ever seen anything like this as far as recruit classes for the police department nowadays.
Yeah. And what we want to talk about is the challenge of these. Now, when you got hired, the training period and the time that you hit the street was a little more condensed than it is now.
Yeah, I'd say it was a couple hours when I got hired, but
Yeah.
that was a long time ago. Quite frankly, my first job, I rode with a sergeant for about a shift, and they handed me keys and keys to the car and a map, and they said, buddy, you're on your own. And I'll tell you, it was quite a learning experience. But and when I came to Salem, obviously it was different, and I had one coach, and I was probably with the coach for maybe a month or so. But how we train now is completely different, and it's necessary because the way things have changed in the world and the way police work has changed. And so as you will probably mention, the training program now for new police officers is extensive, and it has to be because of what the job entails.
Yeah. When we hire these folks, it's just not a quick process to put them on. We put them through an in-house academy here. The state-sponsored police academy now is 16 weeks, so we have them there at the academy for that period of time. They come back to us for about an 8-week academy, and then, as you said, instead of 1 coach, they'll now have 4 coaches, about a month each, and so we'll be doing that. And so it takes a little bit of time to get these folks on board. Come on in.
Hey,
We were just talking about the training program.
Oh, perfect.
This is Eric Skavlik, Director of DPSST. So, welcome.
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah. Nice to have you here.
Thank you, Chief. Good to be here. It's exciting times. I mean, a lot of people are retiring, 1,000 officers in the next 3 years. We're obviously a big partner with the City of Salem, but what do you think the big challenges are coming up?
Well, I think the big challenges for us right now are finding good people that are ready to enter the profession. It's a tough job, but it's one of the most rewarding jobs, and personally I wouldn't change it for anything, and wouldn't change careers at all. Great partners with Eric's and the folks at DPSST. They train our folks very well. They come out pretty much ready to go, and after our short academy and coaching after that, they are able to go. But you give them a really great the basics of police work, and that's really what it's all about.
Thank you. And for folks that don't know, and I learned this when I moved to Oregon, but you are actually started as a police officer in the town that I live in now, which is Dallas.
That's right.
I mean, and you've come to Salem and you've done so many great things here, but what would you tell somebody thinking about this as a career?
Well, I'll re-mention what I just said. I don't know if there's a more rewarding career. It's a great job. It's a fun job. It's a challenging job. There are days when you think you've seen everything, but then something happens and I guess I haven't seen it all. And but you have the opportunity to help shape a community, and I think that's what's critical about being a police officer. You're helping people on a daily basis. You're protecting people. You're keeping people safe, and that's really what police work's all about.
Cool. So you see the people coming and going.
Mm-hmm.
For a police officer, what's their average career lifespan?
Well, I mean, if we look at millennials, which we're all trying to figure out, I mean, you know, people are wondering if we're going to get 5 years out of a millennial and maybe 10 years. But, you know, we've got a lot of dedicated people that have, 20, 25 years is an amazing career.
Yeah.
And then some, continue to love what they're doing and they stay a lot longer.
Like, how long?
Maybe, we've heard people as long as 40 years of service
Really?
in this profession, and then it's commendable.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know anybody that stayed 40 years?
I think there might be a person in this room that has been in service for 40 years, and it's pretty amazing. So congratulations.
Oh, me? Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm in year 41.
There you go.
Yeah. You started when?
1977.
Oh. So, we got some other folks that'd like to be a part of your... Oh, you're right here.
Okay.
Hello, Walt.
Hi, Jerry Moore.
So we have former Police Chief Walt Myers,
Hello, Lyle.
or
Come on
Deputy
in,
Chief
Jim.
Lyle
How are you?
Gambala.
Come on in here. Oh, get in
So
here.
these guys were both part of has been part of your career for 40 years. You started in 1977. I'll point out that probably about a quarter of our police department wasn't born in 1977.
I appreciate you letting
But,
me know that.
that's how law enforcement has changed a little bit. But you guys worked with this gentleman in your careers, and anything you want to say about him?
I
Or
just
to him?
remember he loved working with the troops, and when I tried to persuade him to take, to apply for lieutenant, he said, "I love being a sergeant. I don't want to be a lieutenant." And I didn't know it at the time, but he wasn't a lieutenant for very long.
Yeah.
He moved right on up to become a deputy chief and a chief, and I still remember the final meeting I had with the city manager. I said, you can go and you can interview people from outside the community, and you can see some people that are bright shining stars, but you only see this much of them. I said, you got a bright shining star right here, an amazing man, highly intelligent, in touch with the people, in touch with the troops. And for once, the city manager took my advice, and I was glad to see Jerry made chief, because
Thank
he's
you,
an
Chief.
amazing guy. He's a quality human being.
Thank you,
Amazing man.
Chief. Thank you.
Yes, and of course I was happy to see that too.
Yep.
And of course I can remember some things about Jerry's career that other people might not remember. He was in charge of street crimes for a while, and they did a sting where they put a rifle in a vehicle just a short distance from the police department here. Do you remember that, Jerry?
Well, luckily I was playing softball that night when the rifle got stolen. That stuff happens sometimes. So.
Yes, very true. And then, of course, as we talk about our career sometimes, I started here, 9 years before Jerry did. And, when we talk about working out on Portland Road at the Gut, it was Jerry who honestly volunteered the information that some of the kids that ran from us and that we chased, one of them could have been him.
Hypothetical. You have no proof.
So
Yes.
we've also got Deputy Chief Skip Miller and Deputy Chief George Burke here, who have been a part of your 40 years in law enforcement, and I want to give them a chance to say something to you.
Well, to be fair, first of all, congratulations, Chief.
Oh, thank you very much.
You know how much I think of you and how great of a chief you've been for the police department. Deputy Chief Gambala, part of that's just the curse and the blessing of growing up in Salem. He's just got a lot of stories around here. But it served us well. It served you well. And the Deputy Chief Belshaw's comment, I just want to say I have not been a part of your career for 40 years. It might have felt like that to you at times.
I felt like 50, I thought.
Right. but closer to 20 because
Right.
I was still in grade school, I think.
Yeah.
But I was alive during that time period. So, but honestly, 40 years is an amazing career, and it's one that's been great. Not just for
Thank you.
you. I know that how you feel about the department, the community, but for us as a department, we're very blessed to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Congratulations. I
Thank
can
you.
only say for the last 7 months,
That's right.
but I've gotten to know you.
Careful what
over
you
the
say,
last-
because it might only be 8.
I am still on probation, so I will say that I was only in the 5th grade in 1977, but, and I have retired now. And started all over again. What's that say?
You might be.
So, I'll look to retire for my second retirement.
Right.
And I will tell you, it has been an absolute pleasure being here and just seeing somebody who can manage being in the position that you've been in for the last 12 years. It is just absolutely amazing that you've been able to maintain that and be chief of police for that long a period of time. I've just never seen anything like that, so it's kind of an odd thing for me to see.
Yeah, sure, that's
I
true.
guarantee you,
Thank you.
I won't see 40 years, but
Okay.
thanks for what you've done.
Thanks, Chief.
Hello, Bill.
Jerry.
We've got
Hello, young man, come here.
Lieutenant Bill Kinch and and Lieutenant John Hoffmeister, both who spent a lot of time working with Jerry, and probably amazed by that he would be here 40 years. I mean, when you started in 1977, did you imagine your career would go 40 years?
I was hoping to go 40 weeks, but no, I had no idea. But it's been, like I said, it's been a wonderful career. So.
It was a pleasure working with you, Chief.
Absolutely was. That's absolutely the truth. Jerry and I met before either one of us even worked here at Salem PD. We bought drugs together back in the mid-70s.
Yeah.
He was working at Dallas as a detective, and I was going to Western Oregon as a student, so I had long hair, and he had money, and we would go out and find dopers to buy dope from, and I'd give everything to him.
Yeah.
In an official
They
capacity.
did get arrested at the end.
Oh, yeah, they did, yes. They all got arrested. All the evidence got turned in.
Those were the good old days.
Those were the good old days, yeah.
I heard the earlier comments, and I would absolutely echo 40 years of full-time service is just an admirable and amazing thing all by itself, but even more so the fact that as an officer, as a sergeant, as a lieutenant, captain, and then deputy chief, you know, you performed incredibly in every one of those roles, and now as a chief for, what's it been, 10 or 12 full years, that's almost unheard of by itself. In modern law enforcement, most chiefs don't. I think the average is 5 years. So, but I mean, you're respected by not only the community, but the rank and file here. And I guess most of all, I'm proud to be your friend and proud to have worked with you that amount of time.
So, Salem, we hope you enjoyed this, getting to share this moment with the chief on the celebration of 40 years of law enforcement service, and we appreciate you and all you do, and this is just a small token of our appreciation. So,
Well, thank
thanks.
you, Steve. This isn't exactly what I planned here today. Nice job. That's right. Yeah, that changes. Yeah, that's right.
All right. Thank you, Salem, and have a good afternoon.